Hey there my friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex, your #1 guide for navigating this human experience. Today we're going to be talking about trusting the process. And I don't know about you, but when I've received that after someone's told me it, sometimes it can manifest reactivity and volatility within me. Because sometimes we feel like we are beset by so much when it comes to the healing process, the spiritual journey, the path that we're walking on. We can sometimes feel isolated and alone. We can feel like everything's kind of coming at us at once and we're trying to decipher what's going on and work it all out on some kind of level. And I wanted to talk about trusting the process because it really is an important quality to nurture. Because there are going to be moments when you are on your own and you're going to feel like you're on your own and you're following a direction that you don't feel like anyone else is kind of following to a certain degree. And there'll be complications along the way. And it's with trusting the process which can help navigate these complex complications as you're walking forward on your path. And one of the key ingredients when it comes to you trusting the process is faith. It is faith in the unseen reality. Now, it's really important that you have some kind of direction with what that unseen reality is and what are the qualities of the unseen reality. What are those qualities when we talk about source energy, when we talk about, let's talk about God. Let's use that word right now. What are the qualities of God? What is the unseen? What is that unseen benevolence, which is almost like holding us through every single moment of our journey? And it's so easy to fall out of any knowingness about that, especially when we're going through stress and we're going through complications. Our perception and perspective gets really narrowed, only trying to figure out how we're going to get through this next moment. But any brief moment where you can expand your viewpoint of what you're going through at the time can have massive benefits. And what edges your perception of, say, the panic of the turmoil that you're experiencing in the now moment, that widening of perspective happens when you start to tune into those qualities of the unseen. And when we talk about the attributes and the qualities of source energy and God and divinity, we always come back to love. We come back to love, peace, and harmony. They are the qualities that are always there and eternal and are in the backdrop whilst we navigate through our own individual journey that we're on. So us trusting the process is us trusting God. And depending on where you are with the word God, that can really bring up a lot of old belief systems, ancient belief systems about the destructions that have come with God. So we have all this to navigate through as well, which is why it's really important that you find teachers and teachings which can validate through their subjective experience of the qualities of God due to their profound subjective realizations of God. I feel very fortunate that I've come into contact with teachers, mystics, and teachings, all of which are geared towards talking about the profound benevolence and love of God. And this is what it is. This is when if someone says to you, trust the process, they are saying to you, trust that love that is in the background. Because as individuals, like nothing's being done to us. There isn't those beliefs of a God that's punishing us and doing things to us. These are all belief systems that have swung around in the pendulum of the human experience, but they're still there to a certain degree. We have to navigate through them as they come up from the collective subconscious. These outdated beliefs from the depth of the collective subconscious all come up. So we have these are what we could call the challenges that we're beset with. It's not always the physical terrain and the physical problems in the objective world. It's very much the beliefs that are coming up, which are the navigating process that we have to work our way through. And we navigate through that with the guidance that we've attracted in due to where we are vibrationally within our journey. And it's okay to not trust the process. It's okay to have moments where you don't trust the process. It's okay to be frustrated. I always talk about an ebb and flow of this. When it comes to developing faith and trusting the process, it's a gradient, progressive, evolutionary journey. There'll be moments of the journey when you feel like you haven't got any faith at all. You feel hopeless almost that anything's going your way, or is there even a God? And it's okay to have questions like that. You can be questioning, what is the love that I keep hearing about? That's okay as well. But even when those micro moments of trust, and usually it's something our spirit will just all of a sudden, there'll be a crack and an awakening within us, these little facets of awakening, where we'll be able to sit back and rest in that, where there'll be a resting in God. There'll be a stillness that will just naturally occur within us, which will help us with this trusting the process. And one thing you'll find is this development process, this evolution that you're on, that will become stronger and stronger. And from what I've learned within my journey, you will get to a point where you'll almost have like a rock-like certainty, even if the objective world is giving you feedback of lots of uncertainty, lots of turbulence, lots of conflict, lots of convolution happening within the objective world. You'll have an innerness of space, of deep rock-like trust as you march forward within your journey. And it is your journey of deepening your faith and trust in the love of God. The love of God. There is only the love of God. All that else that isn't that is a manufacturedness within our mind. The mind of man has more to do with what's been going on than it has to do with God. God's just like, there's this love of God that's just holding this kind of vacuum of like totality of creation that's just like held within love. But there's like facets and fractals going on in amongst it, which are developed and created by the mind of man, by our perceptions as a collective and individually, that we have to work through, energy patterns that we have to work through. And we all know those energy patterns that are in our external world, whether that's relationships, whether that's jobs, whether that's with money, whether that's with all of this stuff that could be very inharmonious. We just naturally have to work our way through it. It sometimes feels like it's there for that reason. Our suffering almost takes us closer to God in a weird way. That feels like another video and another time to talk about that. But this essentially does boil down to your faith in the unseen reality of the love of God. That is what it is. And the ebb and flow of that process. And to keep coming back to that trust. I trust you. I trust you. I trust this. I trust this. Even if your ego mind is like, there's something going on here, questioning everything. Like ego mind will be questioning everything. But if you were to have like a repetition and a mantra, an affirmation that says, I trust this. I trust this. I trust this. And feel, and where you can, feel it. Feel it. Feel it as deep as you can. Feel into the trust. Find pockets of stillness throughout your day, especially if you're going through intense turbulence now within your reality, within your objective world that you're navigating through in this now moment. Take it from someone who's had a very convoluted journey when it comes to that, coming from zero background of spirituality, come back from any background of anything to do with God, anything like that. It's been this kind of like Lone Ranger for me of this development of faith into more and more rock-like certainty that no matter when I'm experiencing turbulence within my life, there's this rock-like, I've got this. There's this rock-like trust which now feels stronger and stronger, more so each day, that I have as my backdrop. And this is there for you as well. No one is, I'm not special. No, and no one is, we're all exactly the same. We are from the one. So we all have this opportunity. We're just ebbing and flowing and doing our thing at different times, different speeds, and everything is perfect and total. I love the unification of science and spirituality about this perfection that is behind everything. There is a perfection behind everything. So when we say trust the process of feeling to that trust, we can look even to science now. David Bohm, I've read about this years ago, and it's kind of come up into my field again, and it's David Bohm wrote a book called Wholeness and the Implicate Order of Reality. It's a fantastic book. It's deep with physics. Yeah, get ready for your mind to be blown. There's also a book called The Holographic Universe, which is another fantastic book, which was inspired by David Bohm's Wholeness and the Implicate Order. And both of those books together, I would recommend The Holographic Universe first to potentially ease your way into it. But to break that down into what could be pragmatic for this talk that we're doing right now, is that the underline of everything, there is an order to everything. There is an order to how things unfold from the unseen to the seen. If there is this implicit, impeccable order and nothing can be an accident, where we are right now must be totally perfect. And when we say perfect, that encompasses everything. That encompasses the turbulence, the turmoil, the conflict, when the love, the peace, the joy. There's a perfection of how it is all unfolding. And both the mystic and science unify and tell us the exact same thing. They are guiding us to the perfection of how everything is unfolding and the perfection of where we are individually and collectively. Now, that can be a tough pill to swallow sometimes. When we see as a collective on the planet, it can feel very disjointed and inharmonious and convoluted goings on right now. But we have to keep going deeper within our own journey as well as that of the collective when it comes to how we are viewing things right now. Because when you do that, you naturally go towards understanding, which then facilitates compassion and love for where everyone is right now. When you start to view everything as from the viewpoint of everything is perfect right now. There's an order to all of this that's unfolding right now. And with this, I'm fueling and compounding that term, that sentence, trust the process. When you look at it like this from a wider viewpoint of reality and how everything is unfolding from this viewpoint, you can't help but not trust the process. It's really hard almost not to. It almost feels inharmonious not to trust the process because of everything we're being guided to and told about this in-depth, intricate process of creation and life itself and how it's unfolding in this now moment. So, my beautiful friends, thank you for being here right now listening to this. I trust your process. I trust where you are right now. And I would like you and guide you to having moments where you can, even just for a few seconds or moments or minutes, to sit in that trust, It doesn't have to be all day, every day. Some of the most profound moments are just a few seconds, but if you feel it deep enough, it refracts and reflects and transcends, and and transcends the quantum field and impacts everyone, yourself and everyone in the collective, in a really profound and positive way. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and with this, just this deep trust, my friends. Trust in this video. I'm trusting these words right now. I'm trusting you listening to this. I'm trusting to you receiving what I'm saying. Trusting the perfection of everything, of where we are right now. And like I always say, I cannot wait to see you in the next video, because I'm excited to hear what I've got to say and what you are going to hear. Much love, my friends, and I'll see you all in the next video.